Hi there, everyone. Beth Spizzarni here, and you probably don't know who this is. Can you share your name with people who probably don't know?
I'm the rector of the Basilica, Father Joseph Horn.
Father Joseph Horn. And we are here for the big finale of the Shrine Neighbor Challenge. So every week we've been coming at you with a new way to love your neighbors and seeing this really as potentially the key to being missionary disciples, just loving the people around us well. So last week, I'm just going to share a tiny bit on our last week's challenge, which was to share something with a neighbor. We talked about sharing flowers, sharing a wheelbarrow, sharing our lives with our neighbors. And so there were two great stories that came in. One person had a concert in their backyard. I'm not kidding. They found a musician, had them come in the backyard, had all these people spread way out in their backyard, and they just listened to music together apart. And they said it was just so beautiful. There was another beautiful story that came in too, but there are so many great ways to love our neighbors and to share our lives with them. But our last challenge, Father Horn's got the story.
So about 5 years ago, we were visiting a house, and we were just on their front porch, and the gal was sharing with us that her life wasn't easy. She couldn't make it to church for a while because of her work. Anyway, we asked her, is there something we can pray for? Because we can't fix people's problems, but we can actually pray for them. And she said, you know what, you can pray because I have a granddaughter who is struggling with her pregnancy. She's not sure if she's going to keep the baby or not. And so we took that to prayer. We prayed with her right there. We went back to church. And at that time we had adoration, and we shared that we had asked, this person had asked us for a prayer request, please pray for my granddaughter, right? So we did, we prayed, and then that was it. A couple months later, we get a phone call, and we find out that the granddaughter, at the very moment that we were on the front porch of this grandmother, the granddaughter was actually on the operation table in an abortion clinic. And at that moment, she told the doctor, I can't do this. And she crawled off the table and then went home to her grandmother. And since then, the child has been born. She's probably about 6 years old or 5 years old now. But you don't know what a little prayer will do. Just one simple prayer and then bringing it to Jesus. So, this challenge of just praying for your neighbor and in a special intention, right? And watch how the Lord is faithful.
Yeah, so your challenge is to go ask a neighbor how they're doing and ask if they have an intention that you can pray for. It's that simple. And the Lord will answer these prayers in beautiful ways. This is just a quick reading from Ephesians chapter 3. For this reason I bow my knees before the Father, from whom every family in heaven and on earth is named, that according to the riches of his glory he may grant you to be strengthened with might, that Christ may dwell in your hearts through faith, and that you, being rooted and grounded in love, may have the power to comprehend what is the breadth and length and height and depth, and to know the love of Christ, which surpasses knowledge, that you may be filled with the fullness of God. All summer we've been talking about our neighbors, and this is really our prayer for them, but go and ask them. Go and ask them, how are you doing? What can I pray for? How are things going for you? And share your stories. We're going to have some prize giveaways you'll see coming out in our social media and in the bulletin for those who send in their stories, because we want to celebrate how you are loving your neighbors well. So let us know how it goes, neighbor@shrinechurch.com.